Moments ago, breaking alerts lit up screens and social feeds. Mike Rowe, the man who helped America see the value in hard work, shared news no one expected. For over 2 decades, he has been the voice of grit, honesty, and common sense. From sewers to oil rigs, he guided audiences through the toughest, dirtiest jobs imaginable. But today, the spotlight isn't on those occupations. It's on Mike himself at 62. A personal revelation has emerged, reshaping how we view not only his career, but the mission he has carried for decades. Roots in Baltimore. To understand this moment, we must go back to Baltimore, Maryland, where Mike Rowe grew up. Before fame, he was a boy captivated by performance, theater, music, and storytelling. His deep, commanding voice didn't originate in construction sites. It was nurtured in school plays and choir rehearsals. He often credits his grandfather, a skilled tradesman, as his greatest influence. While other kids dreamed of superheroes, Mike admired calloused hands and quiet dignity. That respect for honest labor became the foundation of everything he would accomplish in adulthood. From opera to television. After earning a communications degree from Towson University, Mike pursued voice work and even trained as an opera singer with the Baltimore Opera Company. His voice was suited for concert halls, but his heart longed for something different. He transitioned into television through narration and commercial work, eventually landing an unscripted live sales role that demanded humor, timing, and the ability to connect with everyday people. Night after night, he refined his craft, learning how to engage audiences authentically. Those early experiences would later shape the way he honored workers on a national stage. A career-defining opportunity. Then came a call that would change everything. Mike was offered a role hosting a series about America's toughest, messiest, and most overlooked jobs. On paper, the concept seemed simple. One man tries the grimiest work in the country. But Mike's approach elevated it. He didn't mock or sensationalize labor. He treated it with respect. Crawling through industrial chaos, lifting heavy loads, and working alongside skilled tradespeople, he celebrated their dedication. What emerged was more than a show. It was a national conversation about work, effort, and dignity that transcended television, highlighting the unsung heroes. Throughout the series, Mike Rowe introduced viewers to the people behind the jobs society often ignores. Pig farmers, miners, sewer inspectors, and crab fishermen were no longer faceless laborers. They were real, hard-working Americans with stories worth telling. His narration turned grime into poetry and struggle into triumph. By giving these workers a voice, he shifted public perception. Audiences weren't just entertained by the oddities of the work. They were invited to see the human spirit behind it. This authenticity became the hallmark of his career, earning trust and admiration from viewers across the country. A legacy beyond television. When the show ended, many assumed Mike's influence would fade. Instead, he leaned further into the mission. Observing the shortage of skilled workers and the stigma around trades, he realized the problem extended far beyond the camera. He recognized a growing gap between what schools teach and the reality of work. That insight inspired him to create initiatives that directly impacted the next generation, emphasizing the value of effort and skill, and proving that dignity in work is not defined by a college degree, but by the dedication one brings to the task at hand. Building a foundation for skilled labor. In 2008, Mike launched the Micro Works Foundation, providing scholarships to welders, plumbers, electricians, and mechanics. His goal was clear: to champion tradespeople at a time when society overwhelmingly prioritized 4-year degrees. The foundation awarded millions in scholarships, empowering students and apprentices to pursue careers that are essential yet undervalued. Through this work, he showed that vocational skills are vital to the nation's economy and that respect for labor can be cultivated. Mike's vision extended beyond funding. He advocated publicly for apprenticeships, training, and the celebration of blue-collar contributions in classrooms and beyond. Storytelling as a tool for change. Alongside the foundation, Mike continued sharing stories that celebrated everyday heroes. His podcast, The Way I Heard It, offered short, compelling narratives with unexpected twists, reviving the spirit of classic storytelling for modern audiences. Returning the Favor, another of his projects, honored ordinary Americans making extraordinary contributions. Through these platforms, he encouraged listeners to see value in unseen labor and find inspiration in the perseverance of others. Even as his career evolved, his core message remained constant. Hard work matters, and the people who perform it deserve recognition. The toll of a lifetime on the road. Behind the calm delivery and humor, Mike's career came with real costs. Years of crawling into tight spaces, lifting heavy equipment, and breathing dust took a physical toll. Non-stop travel and public appearances added emotional strain. Though he joked about aches and exhaustion, the pressure of carrying the cause largely alone weighed heavily. Today, he announced that doctors have advised him to slow down for the sake of his health. It is a reminder that even those who seem tireless must eventually prioritize rest and recovery, a lesson in humility and self-care from a man who has celebrated endurance for decades. Passing the torch. In a surprising and thoughtful announcement, Mike shared that leadership of his foundation will transition to others. This is not an end, but a handoff. While stepping back from many public duties, he reassured followers that his voice will remain present, albeit in quieter ways. His podcast will continue, and he will still speak publicly, focusing on projects that are meaningful and manageable. This shift reflects a broader message. Longevity and impact require sustainability. Even the strongest need support and balance, and his willingness to step aside models a new kind of courage. A lasting influence. Mike Rowe's legacy is more than a television career or a foundation. It is a cultural shift in how Americans perceive work. Classrooms now use clips from his show to spark discussion. Apprenticeships funded by his scholarships continue to train new generations. Families remember him venturing into filth with a grin, teaching that pride in work is universal. His efforts have made labor visible, respected, and aspirational. Through storytelling, advocacy, and personal example, he has inspired millions to recognize the dignity of effort, leaving a mark that will persist long after the cameras are off. A new chapter begins. As Mike steps into a slower, more reflective chapter of life, his impact endures. The lessons he imparted about respect, hard work, and human dignity continue to resonate. By stepping back, he demonstrates that strength is not only in endurance, but also in knowing when to pause. His light is no longer carried alone. It shines through every worker, student, and storyteller he has inspired. This next phase may be quieter, but it is no less meaningful. Mike Rowe's career has taught us to honor work, appreciate perseverance, and remember that every effort, no matter how messy, has value.